So I'm just chilling, and Kitty has decided my boob is a perfect place to take a nap. Is it comfy? She's so goddamn cute. Hello. I'm just gonna send out the tweet that we are live. Let's change up the stream shit. So greetings everybody, my name is Yashiroreaper, if you didn't already know that. And welcome to my live stream. Okay. Now I'm going to explain a bit about what this stream is about while I'm changing up this kind of stuff. So, as you may or may not know, I've been watching the entirety of, like, the Transformers G1 series. And there was one episode that just happened to have Starscream running a club. And that got my fanfiction writing brain going, and I said, I want to write a series where Starscream is, like, the owner of a club. And I was going to have it be, like, half a dance club, half a gentleman's club kind of deal. Also, yes, I'm wearing my I Heart New York t-shirt. Sorry, it's comfy. Anyways. There's going to be half gentleman's club, half, like, nightclub kind of deal. And, the basic idea behind the entire thing was that I was like, hey, wouldn't it be kind of cool to see Starscream be, like, fabulous? So I was like, okay, Starscream's going to be the owner. He's going to have a partner in it called Soundwave. This is all humanformer kind of shit, I'm sorry. This is where my brain went to after one episode of G1. And decided, okay, Starscream would definitely be like, Soundwave handled more of the nightclub area, Starscream handled more of the gentleman's club. He dealt with all the girls and that kind of thing, and dealt with the liquor on that side, that kind of deal. It's kind of split in half. And Starscream also, because he's fabulous, okay, he's a queen, no one's arguing with that. And the idea of him just being like this super, super gay kind of gentleman's club. Like, he has women's nights where, like, male strippers come in. He's got the female strippers normally, that kind of stuff. And, like, then I thought about him being a drag queen and going up. And I was like, yes! So, yeah, this is going to be me drawing some drag queen Starscream. I got two poses that I felt were kind of, like, Starscream-y. And we're just gonna go from here, and I was already, like, doodling kind of design details. Like, I thought this would be kind of, like, his main outfit. Like, he'd wear, like, a fluffy fucking robe. And then, like, have, like, low-cut tank tops. Like, maybe crop tops. And that was kind of fiddling. I thought with, like, his, drag queen wig, which not mostly what drag queens wear, I was kind of picturing the side, long, almost Karen Bob kind of deal. Where it's like this. Like that kind of hairstyle that I drew here. And then, like, his actual hairdo is just like the front flip, kind of short on the sides, front flip kind of deal. And, like, he has a goatee. This is a chef's kiss in my brain, okay? And, like, when you see him outside, like, he'd be the kind of bitch that'd be there with, like, a giant mug of coffee being like, what do you want? So, I did some preemptive doodles. And now we're moving on to the rest of this fun thing. And like his ex is like banned from the club, and I just pictured him being Megatron, so we're going with that. It is. I've come up with this, and I haven't written any of the scripts yet, like the fanfiction idea yet, but like it's in my brain. And I thought, what better way to motivate myself to start doing this than by obviously drawing some fucking Drag Queen Starscream. So we're doing this, babies. This is gonna be the entirety of the stream. Is gonna be me trying to get a Drag Queen Starscream drawing out of this, and that is my goal. That is my goal today. Like, my goal for today's stream is literally just to be like, I have done it. I have drawn up my definitive Starscream Drag Queen. And like, he's gonna have like his brilliant big nose, and like, I don't know why I picture him like having this kind of fucking smirk on the stage, like this kind of like I am. And also, like, in the last couple days, I've been kind of picturing, like, I've been listening to a lot of Undertale music that I haven't listened to in a while, and, like, one of the ones I've been listening to was, like, Hard Drive, which has, like, the line, "Darling, I can show you out of my mind, darling," like, that kind of stuff, and I just picture Starscream, and now I can't get that out of my head, and I think that also fueled the Drag Queen Starscream thing, was I was like, Mettaton! And I was like, he kind of exudes Starscream energy, and I live for it! And I think for Starscream, like, he'll have the slightly kind of hooded Drag Queen eyes, like he'd have the gaudy, oh yeah, the full-on bam. Like, oh yeah. And like, if you don't know, like, an old school drag queen, not drag queen, like burlesque kind of strip club joints, like, there's always a house mother, and I can picture Starscream being a house mother. And I cannot let this go. This will not be dropped. So, welcome to the stream of I spend way too much time drawing a drag queen humanformer Starscream. Also, it's been a while since I've drawn like any human that wasn't like already one of my own characters. So this is going to be a lot of finicking on my end, okay? I don't know my entire vibe for this yet. All I know is that this is something I felt like drawing. Also, like, I was going to get called into work tonight at my other job, where like I'm a manager, and I'm like, I've already planned this stream. I'm gonna buy myself a burger later on. It was my first day with the new menu. You know what? No, I'm not gonna take that shift, as much as it's only 4 hours too. So I was like, and it was also like not that much well noticed. So I was like, yeah, sorry, can't do it tonight. Sorry. Feel bad because like I don't want to like be skimped on hours and that kind of thing, but like, damn. I want tonight to be me. You know what? Starscream would fucking wear wings, earrings, like this kind of, oh yeah. Like that. Oh, look at my boy! Look at him. He's fabulous. And like, for people who are not in like the LGBT community, drag queens are basically, they identify entirely mostly as male, except for when they're in the drag outfit. Then they're female kind of deal. Like, almost what I want to say, the vibe of fucking... It has a lot to do with, like, male trans people, like transvestites. And drag queens had a very close kind of identity thing. But drag queens, you see them all the time. And I fucking love drag queens. Like, as someone who has only really seen drag queens at Pride, I fucking love them. And, like, usually they're gay men. Like, that's another stereotype about it. Is that it's usually gay men that dress up in, like, these fabulous outfits. Like, top queens. And, like, dress up and, like, do all this cool stuff. And, like, a lot of gay clubs, especially, like, smaller gay clubs, like one of their big things is like having like, I don't know, having that kind of vibe. I'm trying to decide what, you know what, he's gonna wear like a high collared dress. Because I think he would look fabulous in that! And also, if you don't notice, because the way I'm dressed 98% of the time, I have no sense of fashion. Like, my sense of fashion that I realize I just started gaining a little bit is like, I'm gonna wear a crop top and then plaid over top of it. Because fashion is not my forte. So, like, this outfit I'm drawing may not be, like, the most beautiful thing, but I think it shall look fabulous. And then you know what? I think, like, a heart. Like, over his fucking, upside down heart. Oh, that'll make it better! Oh, let's do this. Like, an upside down heart. And if you don't know, like, it actually in the Transformers fandom, like, when people are too lazy to draw, like, the Autobot and Decepticon symbols, the thing they do is do an upside heart for Autobots and upside down heart for Decepticons. And I fucking love that. So we're gonna include it in the drawing, because why the F not? I want a picture of this, like, this, like, yeah, I'd get to about there, and then it like break off into ruffles kind of deal. Like, oh yeah, just like full on ruffles. Cause Starscream is a goddamn queen. Oh, yeah. I think something like that would be beautiful. And my boy's got like... Also, if you guys are wondering, like, oh, why is this, like, white-looking normie girl drawing, like, drag queens, and why is she being like, yeah, queen, like, is she gay? If you have that question, I shall answer it. I am fucking gay. I am a non-binary lesbian, or as we like to, or as I learned the terminology for, like, not that long ago, I am considered, my darlings, to be a sapphic. Means I identify as non-binary. Done like on that weird scale of non-binary, where like I just don't give a shit. As long as you don't call me like derogatory terms of either gender, I don't give a shit. What you think I am, I'm just like whatever. I'm his. But like, oh yeah, how to do his hair. Do I want to keep that kind of sidey style? Like, I almost want to do like something a bit more like, oh yeah. Something like that. Oh yeah, something fucking like mad fabulous. Nothing short fabulous would fit Starscream. Oh, I could see him totally having like, oh yeah, she's getting a crown. They're getting her crown. Let's go. And people are like wondering, like, if you see in any of my other streams, like while I am non-binary, I have struggles a bit. Like, I will admit those. I have a bit of struggle sometimes, especially, like, when I already introduce conversations, especially if I've already introduced, like, my sister as my brother. I just kind of stick with that because it's easier to tell stories. But, like, I am totally, like, cool with my sister being trans. But, like, I don't know. I'm one of those people that I just don't give so much of a shit about gender that that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. Like, if someone looked at me and said, hey, young boy, I wouldn't care. I don't. Or, like, when they say girl, I don't care. It's when people say, like, missy. Then I want to punch you. I'm like, bitch! Don't call me little missy. That just makes it sound like you're derogatory towards me, and I do not stand for that shit. Or I hate being called young miss. Okay, I hate being referred to as miss. I don't know why. I don't like it. Maybe I should get over it. I don't know. I don't like the word miss. I don't know why. I prefer lady. I don't know why. It's one of my weird things where I'm just like, yeah, like 98% of the time when it comes to a lot of gendery stuff, I don't give a shit. Like, one of the things I know is that, like, 98% of the time, even with my hair, like, short and chopped off, and yes, I did this to myself. I wanted to cut my hair short. I originally had a longer swoop, and I was like, I want to cut my hair short. So I took a pair of scissors while I was in manic mode and cut my hair. And apparently, according to my coworkers at Meals on Wheels, it is not that bad. But I have a feeling that it's worse than they're telling me. And I feel like it's way more noticeable. But for now, I'm going to stick with this and not go to the hairdresser. Because I have a feeling they'll look at me and be like, what the fuck did you do? And I'll be like, I did... It's my fault. I've done this to myself. I can picture, oh yeah. Starscream having a full, like, fucking... Yeah! Look at the queen! Trying to think of, did I write out what his drag queen name was? I can't remember. I have like a document that just outlines things I thought of for this AU, but this didn't. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up and I'll make references to it as I'm drawing. Cause I know what I'm doing. Clearly. Yeah, Starscream's the member club. Have a normal club, have Genoa's club. As you can tell, I'm good with English. I swear to God, I'm better in my fanfictions. I actually reviewed those. This is just me jotting shit down. He's known to be the most outrageous homosexual possible drag queen. You know he's going to be a drag queen as he walks through the bar. Like, he screams gay. I love that. Has an ex-lover banned from entering Megatron, yes. Last Earth, the DJ on both. I can't remember if I was going to have him on the DJ side. Yeah, his business partner, Soundwave, was banging the DJ, aka Blaster, humanformer style. Occasionally Starscream performs on the Gentleman's Club side, yes. I don't know why, I could picture Starscream being, like, singing. As someone who actually does this kind of Starscream impression, I actually could see Starscream actually having a very beautiful voice. Like, with a bit of a harsh, kind of almost Janis Joplin undertone. I don't know why. Honey, what you waiting for? Welcome to my candy store. You just got to prove you're not a loser anymore. And step into my candy store. That's my vague attempt at what I think he'd sound like singing, but, like, it's very vague, and I apologize for that. Okay. Screenshot can go. This can go away. Now we're here. We're at this stage of beautifulness. Moving on! We're gonna continue refining this into my art style. But yeah, like, I picture big queen energy from this Starscream. And, yeah. So, as I said, this is something I actually planned to write in a fanfiction, and I actually thought, like, this... Because I mainly wanted this to be, like, a Starscream-ish centric kind of fic. Where it'd just be kind of centered as Starscream, and, like, I think I'm gonna make it, like, a Sky Scream fic, I think. And like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like do this for the flip. Yeah, this is me just like slowly refining this into like more of an art style thing and less of a I saw an image of a drag queen. Yeah, I think I might make it Sky Star. I don't know. It might just be that they're fucking. I might not make it. I don't know. This is just literally came up from watching just one episode where it just happened that Starscream was like running a club where they were using like the music to hypnotize people to like build shit for the Decepticons. And like just that one scene drew is the reason that I'm now drawing Drag Queen Starscream. And that's why I'll be very sad once I finish all the G1 episodes. I'm gonna be so sad. Because it's like... As like 80s trash it kind of is, I still love this show so much. Like I've been having a blast watching it. I'm like, I totally see like why people like my brother-in-law, actually. Because my brother-in-law was the age target. Like him and my sister were born in 1980. Like this was their era of TV shows. Like my brother-in-law actually has in their house on like one of his bookshelves, he has like his toy Optimus for when he was a kid, and I fucking want it so bad. I'm like, you don't know how much I want this in my life. Get in my life. Like, I'm actually the one that, like, introduced his son to Transformers. Like, I got him to watch the original G1 movie. Which my brother-in-law hates. Which I understand. As a child, I probably would have fucking hated that movie, too. I would be like, you fucking did what to my hero? Oh, yeah. I think this is all coming together, folks. Not exactly sure. I'm not good with facial hair, to be quite honest. Like, I'll do it like this, and then like, come out to like a nice little point. Yeah, I think that will be close enough for facial hair for him. And then he's got his ears. Which I always try to like give my characters fairly decent sized ears. Yeah, you know what? Starscream, you're getting feather earrings. You're getting gaudy ass feather earrings. Like tie-dyed feather earrings. You will look fabulous, darling. Simply fabulous. Darling, hold on. I'm trying to think of like the ladies I wanted to be. I don't think I'm gonna use like actual G1 females, mostly because like if you want to see my opinion on the G1 females, watch the episode where they first appear in my streams. It's actually not that far. Like I just watched the episode like 2 of those streams ago. I don't know, but like the entire time I was like, no. Like, I liked them, but, like, as soon as they were, like, pairing them off with the boys, I was like, oh god, I feel this. I feel this forced heteronormativity. I hate it. If you don't know, like, as someone who is gay, a lot of things like give off that vibe to me where I'm just like, yeah, this is like it's kind of like the discourse that's been happening in the supernatural fandom where they're like, oh my god, these characters are so obviously gay, like, but like forced heteronormativity because of writing, because of just society standards ruins it, and you're like, no. And like for some weird reason, Transformers is always, I think, given off a lot of gay vibes to people. I mean, like 98% of the fandom is like, oh my god, these people are gay. Like one of the first spoilers I saw when I was waiting to watch Earthrise for Transformers was the people being like, oh my god, Mega OP, gay, and I was like, shit, you assholes, stop spoiling shit. I mean, it didn't spoil much. But like it was at that point where I was just like, dudes, come on, I'm trying to enjoy this. But like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but like Transformers fans are like basically like these people are gay and they know it. Not know where it started because it's been in the fandom for as long as I've ever been in it, anyways. Like as far back as I can remember being in the fandom, it was always like very gay ship oriented. Like I'm trying to think, the only main like straight ships came from G1. Even then, usually it was also like interracial, like Cybertronian and a human kind of deal. But like, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, this is just a thing that was part of the fandom for as long as I can remember. But yeah. Also, by the way, this Starscream is turning out way better than I thought it would, to be quite honest. Everyone's wondering why I'm not giving him like fabulous nails. I suck at drawing nails, so I just avoid them at all possible. Like if I have the choice to draw a character with nails or not, I will choose to not draw them with nails. I don't know why this is fitting so well, but I am enjoying this. I think some fishnets here. Yeah, this is not like the last little bit of line art. Like, I'm not done here. There's gonna be more and more line art. This is just more of my clear, kind of doodle-ish thing where I cement a lot of things. And then the next line art is getting rid of like all certain things, just to make everything look more sleek. Like there, ho ho ho, she queen. She queen! I made queen! I have made a queen and I don't know what to do with myself. Alright, next level. I'm gonna try to drop it down to the size 10 for this line art. Drop everything down and then we'll go into this and make her look fabulous. Just in case you folks were wondering. Starscream has to look her fabulous lul's best. I don't know what's going on with me today. Like, we have this. It's one of my jobs, my morning job. I cook food for seniors. That's my job. And today, we're talking about like one of our side vegetables, which is called fall medley. And I just said fall medley, melody. I was like, fall melody. And then I just kept calling that for the rest of the day. I was just like, yeah, my brain's not going to medley, it's going melody. Also, like, this week we just started a new menu, which is also why I'm, like, didn't want to work tonight. Because I'm like, this is, like, my first day with the new menu, and I really want to just, like, chill out, you know, have some time at home, you know? Just me, myself, and I. And, yeah. So I was like, yeah, I don't think I really want to, like... Oh, yeah. This is getting all the vibes I wanted. Just in case you folks are wondering what those vibes are, it is fabulous, fabulous, and fabulous. There. Also, I think Starscream would like have a blast being a fucking drag queen. Yeah, this is not going anywhere, darling. He is looking fabulous. I'm gonna like hood those eyes a bit more. Because I think some deadly hooded eyes would definitely fit him. And then, yeah, smaller pupils. I think some definite like curves up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a Starscream eye. That's looking pretty fucking fabulous. I'm not really aware why I decided like this had to happen. Well, I know exactly where this happened. It was like literally live on stream where I was just like, I literally pulled up a Word document. I was writing that shit down while I was streaming. Like shit, this idea needs to happen. I gotta write this shit down. Also, like, as I mentioned in my last stream, like, if you don't know, I also do a webcomic series, but I'm abandoning it. Not because I'm abandoning the characters or the story, because I'm abandoning the webcomic format. As much as I do like art, webcomics were making me hate art. I hated it. I hated every second of making a webcomic. I hated it. Like, I liked the product. Like, I liked being able to make these characters come to life, but, like, every other part of this whole idea was just, I was beginning to hate it. And I was like, I don't want to hate this. I don't want to hate this. And also, like, I was never satisfied because I don't really think I had the art style or just the art talent to be able to get across the story I wanted to get across. So I felt like a lot of the times I was skimping out on story bits because I just couldn't draw it. I was just like, I can't draw this, so I guess I'm going to have to leave it out. So now I've decided I'm going to do it in written format, which means I can do the scenes I wanted to do. But, like, it's a pain. Now I'm, like, working on, like, a little comic that, like, apology comic that's gonna be like, yeah, like, sorry if you guys were following this, or there weren't many people following it, obviously, because I'm not that popular. But, like, I still want to let the, like, 4 or 5 people that were reading this series, like, know, like, I'm so sorry. I know I kept saying I was going to do this, and I do want to do this. This format is not for me. I can't do webcomics. It is not my thing. Like my best friend, God bless her soul, which is a weird thing to say, but I think it's just ingrained on me from being, like, raised Catholic. But, like, she does a webcomic. Even she hates it! And, like, she loves art. She is my tattoo artist. Like, she is a tattoo artist. Art is her job, and she still fucking hates it. So I'm like, yeah. As someone who does art, like, mostly because, like, here's the funny thing. I was always more of a writer. When I was a kid, I always wrote. I did writing. I only got into drawing because my best friend was. My best friend in the whole world was really good at art. And I wanted to do something with her, so I started to, like, ask her how to draw. And that kind of became our thing, was she would teach me how to draw, and I was, like, me and her were writing. So, like, art was never my thing. It's slowly become more my thing, and I do enjoy doing it. I love doing these art streams. And, like, now I like to do my own fan art for my own webcomics and that kind of stuff, but, like, in my fan fictions, but, like, doing, like, producing, creating, and, like, drawing a webcomic was too much. Like, I always said, if I wanted to get into anything to do with art, I wanted to get into, like, storyboarding. If you don't know, storyboards are very rough. And I like that. Webcomics, on the other hand, have to be a bit more polished. I know, like, they don't technically have to, like, if you've ever followed the One Punch Man manga, like, comic. Like, that is very much a rough thing, but, like, for the story I wanted to get across, I wanted better art, and it just wasn't working for me, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I can't do this. Like, one thing I actually wanted to be for a while was I wanted to be a webcomic writer. Like, a writer for comics. Like, think of, like, am I really having that moment where I totally forgot that guy's name? The, like, writer behind, James Roberts, like, the creator of, the writer of More Than Meets the Eye for Transformers, the IDW thing. Like, I always wanted to do that kind of side of, if I wanted to do anything with comics. But I never actually wanted to do, like, I never wanted to be a comic book artist. Props to anyone who can, but, like, that kind of stuff is not my forte. Like, if you've ever been watching my art streams, you know, one of those things I skip out on is detail. Because I don't like doing detail. I find it boring. So I skip a lot of detail and do a lot more simplistic kind of things. And that works for, like, someone who's doing 98 art for themselves and just, like, for my own channel stuff, that's fine. But, like, when you're trying to be, like, a webcomic writer, that, like, when I had more of an epic kind of story that involved way more effort than I thought. I'm just, like, I even have another webcomic idea that, like, I thought about, but it's a very, like, more simplified kind of idea where it's, like, not a full epic tale like two of my webcomics have been so far. It was going to be just basically a sketch thing where I described some things about living with certain conditions I have. And it was going to be like kind of more of a gag kind of thing. And that kind of thing, like, I could see myself being able to do that. And, like, with it, I'm slowly preparing, like, bits of it. I'm preparing them, like, way in advance. Like, that'd be more my kind of webcomic style if I ever did dabble in webcomics again. Like, I'd be more of the short panel kind of artist. Also, do you like how, like, none of my line art really matches up entirely? Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life where I think this is normal. See, darlings, this is another reason why webcomics is not my thing. Like, for a while, I actually thought about, like, well, maybe if I got, like, a collaborator who wanted to do the art for this, but then I thought about it. Realistically, collaborations are hard. They are hard. And especially if it's not like a shared idea where I'm basically like, here's a thing I wrote, and I just want you to do art's part. That would not be... I don't want to force someone into a collab where basically, like, their whole thing is basically like, here, you do art, and I do this. Like, I do all the story, and you have no input on story, because I've thought of this thing for years, and I probably won't be able to accept much criticism. Or it, like, want to be like, hey, let's talk about this. That's probably not going to happen. I know me, okay? Like, maybe a bit, but, like, not nearly enough for it to be, like, I think a fair collab. Like, it's different from, like, there's a fan fiction I have, like, in my head where I actually want to be able to shoot ideas off someone. Like, I want someone to be, like, help me out and, like, be an idea mill where I can bounce ideas off of. It's called, well, my working project name for it right now is Decepticon Princess. And, like, I'd love to have a collab partner for that. Because I think it'd be something where, like, we could shoot ideas off each other and actually get somewhere. Like, it'd be fun to shoot ideas off someone else. But, like, something like my webcomics, like Akuma no Akikata and The Shadows, I don't want to hear other people's ideas for it. I have it in my head where I'm like, this is where I want it to go. This is the story I want to tell. I just realized I can't do it in webcomic format because, like, that isn't my forte. It's not my strength, and it's making them suffer. So I'm like, yeah, this is not the way I can do this. So I'm gonna switch it over into kind of book format. I'm trying to figure out places where I can, like, publish it. But for now, like, I'm basically switching over to the book format for it. His hands have gotten so wonky. But I think that's fine. We're just gonna move on from that, and we're gonna go from this line art to coloring phase. I think I'm gonna do this like a nice, like, deep red dress. Yeah, that sounds beautiful. Alright, let's move on. I think for any hair color, we're definitely have to go jet black. Even if it's a wig, jet black is Starscream color. Anyone's like actually curious like what kind of things I do like for fanfiction wise. Currently I have how many? TFA Youngling, they're part of a series. And then I've got Mafia Tale, Family Means. And then I've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shared Lessons of Life, which I'm slowly updating. And then I've got... Fuck, what's the other one? I'm actually updating. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I also did some My Hero Academia stuff, but like I've fallen... Like I still like My Hero Academia, I love the characters, but like I've fallen out of the fandom so hard. And then I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this fanfiction anymore. So it's been abandoned. I had two, too, so I was like, I feel bad, but at the same time, I have no drive to want to write this, and I'm not going to force myself to write anything, because I've realized over years, like, if I force myself to create something, it's going to suck, and I'm going to hate it. So I've decided over the years where I've just like, yeah, you know what, I'm never going to force myself to write something. If I lose passion for it, interest for it, it's going to die. I'm sorry, it's going to die. And I actually think, like, for a lot of years ago, before I lost all the files, I actually used to write my webcomics as, like, novelization kind of format. So I actually think I wrote more when I was writing than when I was ever drawing it. So I'm like, fuck it. I clearly feel this is better as written, so I'm going to just fucking write it. And that's the plan now. Also, by the way, if anyone's like, being like, this outfit's ugly, sorry. I'm not good with arts and fashion. If you cannot tell by the ugly ass hoodie I'm wearing and the fact that I janked up my own hair by cutting it with dollar store scissors. Like pink handle scissors. Like scissors I've had for probably way too long and probably haven't been sharpened in forever. Yeah, I used those to cut my hair. So bad decisions were made. But also, like, it could be worse. I mean, the last time I fucked up trying to cut my own hair, I shaved my entire head. So, yeah, this is a better start than shaving my entire head, so, yeah. Literally, I was telling that to my coworkers. I'm like, at least this time I didn't shave my head. And they're like, yeah, you didn't shave your head. I'm like, yeah, that's a manic moment. I'm sorry. People are wondering, like, why do you have manic moments? Because I have many disorders. I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, have had it since I was probably, I want to say 6, 7. And then also before that, like, I have a suspicion I might have been on the autism spectrum, but now it's a hard thing to diagnose, especially when I have trauma on top of that. Especially, like, young age trauma, like, that can also act a lot like autism. Kind of, like, it can give you a lot of similar behaviors. So, like, well, I think I could possibly autistic. I know for a fact that trying to get a diagnosis would be a pain in the ass. So I'm just like, fuck it, whatever, I'm not gonna ask for it. Like, one of the things I share a lot with autism is I do stims a lot. And then I also have hyperfixations, yay! Where, like, I'm like, this is my special interest, and I will never shut up about it. Thing with is, like, my special interest does change, but, like, not often, and there's usually one major special interest at a time. And Transformers has been one that's stayed around for a while. Like, even when I didn't want to be associated with it because I was, like, really not feeling my best, I still knew a lot of shit, and, like, a lot of it stayed in kind of my soul. And it still does. And another one that used to be really big was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I haven't delved a lot into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles media, mostly because there hasn't been anything I've really wanted to delve into the media-wise in a long time. And also just, I don't know. It's been one of those things. Like, I have it on my list of things to watch is The Rise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because I'm told that is, like, kind of the series I would like. I tried to watch the 2012 one. I remember I watched the pilot. I liked it. I liked the pilot, and then after that, I just stopped liking it. I was like, you know what? I don't like this anymore. I don't like where this is going. It's not fun. It's not something I'm enjoying. I understand if you enjoy it, but I don't, and I gave up on the show. And I feel bad a little bit, mostly because I think that's why a lot of my hyperfixation for it has dropped over the years, because there hasn't been anything I really liked. And while I do love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a lot of my early trauma, because that was like one of my first fandoms I was ever a part of, a lot of early trauma things, and just, it's got a lot of links. It's got a lot of links to a lot of traumatic things in my life. Where, like, okay, if you don't know, there's a thing called dissociative. I have dissociation really hard. It used to be way worse when I was a kid. Like, when I was a kid, I was so dissociated because I didn't want to be anywhere where I was in life. Like, I didn't want to be related to any of my family, basically. Like, I hated my existence. So little me escaped into a world, and one of the worlds I did escape into was a lot of like my real life mixed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and like a lot of that fucked me up, and it really, like, it was very much escapism driven stuff. And like now I just have this awkward thing where I'm like, I still love this, and I still generally like, if like, not even that long ago, I started buying the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle beanie babies, like the round circular ones. Like, I started buying those because I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But like, I don't know how I feel about watching the shows again. I don't know. It's that weird thing where I'm like, I still adore this and I love it, but I don't know how to participate in it anymore, because for a lot of time it was just very much my trauma was linked to it. Like, some of it was definitely in high school. Like, high school became when I got interested in Transformers. I remember watching animated when I was young, but it never really clicked. I think it was just one of those things where I saw 1 or 2 episodes and just was like, that was the thing I watched. But then I watched Prime when I was in high school, and I fucking fell in love with it. And then I watched the live action stuff, and it just became my shit. And then it became my hyperfixation. And like, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, I remember definitely watching like this when I was way younger, but I don't think it really clicked in my brain. Mostly because I was focused in on this one hyperfixation that then became like my one thing I clung to in life. Like, a lot of people who have been through similar shit to me have been like, I don't want to say this derogatorily, meaning like, I understand totally. Like, I understand, I am slightly blessed that this has not happened to me. But a lot of people get into drugs and alcohol or something not so good to cope. Meanwhile, I just really dissociated hard and got into cartoons to a scary degree. And like, that I understand. I understand that people are like, oh, that's a bit like sad, and I'm like, yeah, it's sad, but at the same time, I could be worse. I could be doing drugs. I could be a lot worse. Like, that was one thing I remember being told a lot when I was first like getting into this. They're like, well, for someone who's this, you're very surprisingly well adjusted. I'm like, because I had to be. It was either this or turn to drugs, and apparently this is what piqued my interest, probably because I think I was autistic, so I think, like, yeah. Also, one thing my mom always gets is, like, when I was a kid, I actually was afraid of needles. And she's like, I can't understand how you get tattoos. And I'm like, yeah, I was afraid of needles mostly because I read fiction that really fucking freaked me out as a kid. I read a lot of dark fan fiction. Which is why I always get mad, like, when I see kids being like, oh, you're not supposed to expose me to this content. And I'm like, I'm not going to blame any of the fanfic writers or any of the people that I interacted with online when I was a kid for any of this shit. Like, I understand my phobia of needles for a good many years was no one's fault but my own. I was the one that chose to read that shit. And if it gave me a slight phobia of needles for years, then fuck it. But I've gotten over it. My thing mostly because I got really bad health issues for a while because, well, my failing mental health also made my body go, and we're done. We've been living on this almost adrenaline rush for like the last 15, 20 years of your life. We're just gonna shut down because we can no longer take this. I'm like, I'm sorry, body. I'm sorry I put you through this. And now I just have, like, slightly failing health. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have high blood pressure, except I do. But yeah. This is weird things to talk about when I'm drawing a Drag Queen Starscream. I know. But, like, welcome to my streams. I don't know what the fuck happens. I just let my brain just go. And apparently Brain today was like, hey, let's talk about fandoms and how they kind of helped you with a lot of shit. And like, I can't remember who posted this. I remember I retweeted it and like favorited it because I fucking love it. And every time I see it, I refavorite. So it's like close up on my bar so I can find it again. But it was basically like a list of a bunch of random Transformers characters and like, it was like motivational things like this character want you to do this character. And fucking Starscream's got me. Like crawl if you walk like with your best foot forward. Crawl if you have to. That fucking crown on your head cannot fall. And I'm like, yes! I love that energy. Like, if anyone you ever get to know me in real life, I'm pretty fucking chaotic as a person. I'm a little bit everywhere. And, like, one thing I really love are those characters that are just over the fucking top. Like, I fucking love them. Like, I love the Starscream kind of character where they're just like, hello, darlings. Like, Mettaton. Fucking love Mettaton. Papyrus. Love my boy. Sans. Love him, but for different reasons. He may have had a... Okay, here's a weird fact besides the fact that I am definitely like 98%. Like, okay, I want to say 100%, but like, I'm being weird. But basically, like, the only kind of male-coded or male-oriented things I've ever been attracted to have been fictional characters. And then that was why for years I thought for sure I was like, I'm Pan. I like these characters. And then I sat back and started thinking about it, and now I'm realizing, I'm not that anymore. I'm not at all. Like, I am gay, I just happen to like certain archetypes of fiction that aren't real in real life. Like, it's not like I have a sexual attraction to them, but like, for a lot of years I had a very, very close attachment to Sans, and I know someone's gonna be like, oh god, that's cringe. I know! But I will not let it go, because to be honest, I might not be here had it not been for that kind of character. And that's one of those things where I'm just like, I am eternally grateful to a lot of fiction, because like, there's a lot of times where I'm like, yeah, I probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for this like certain character or certain media source, because like, a lot of times I could have done a lot more fucked up shit to myself. Like, I could have went down a lot of different paths considering what life threw at me when I was a kid, but like, I haven't, and that's great. And like, I put a lot of that into just things that I just became, this is my bread and butter, and I stuck with it. Like, when I was really bad, I really attached to Sans because like, his almost nihilistic nature while still trying to be like there for people, especially like his brother, was kind of like, I looked up to that a bit. And it got me through a lot of the shit where I was just like, I hate everything about this, and I want to say it out loud, but I'm going to put on this cheery, slightly Joker personality trait just to get through this shit. And it kind of worked. I'm not saying do it. I'm not at all saying that this is definitely how you should deal with your problems. It is not! But it helps me, and I will stick to that. Like, even like, one of the hoodies I wear to work today actually has sands on the back of it. I got it from Redbubble years ago. Years ago, back in like 2014, 2015. I fucking love it. And like now that the Sans design is like rubbing out, I'm gonna like turn it into my patch jacket. So I'm gonna probably look for some Undertale patches to put on it. I mean, I've already got a small ones. I got like two. I've got a Southeast Surlinson patch, which will definitely be going on it. And then I've got two Hellboy ones, because fucking Hellboy. I love me some Hellboy. I think the reason I like Hellboy so much is that I've always been like a mythological baby. Like, I love myths. I'm a myth. I love legends. I love monsters. So that kind of shit was just spoke to me, I think. And also, I just like comic books and arseholes. I mean, I love Deadpool. And yes, that includes the movies. I don't care what people say. I know, like, they can be kind of samey beats, but like, I still like them. It's got the energy of the character, and that's all I'm here for, is that chaotic fucking energy of being a fucking asshole and living with it. Look at this fucking queen. Look at this fucking queen, fucking queen. Also, like, one thing I've known certain people have critiqued about my writing style. Because we're gonna jump back to writing shit now. Because why the fuck not? This is a drawing that's gonna be part of it. Probably the cover for the fanfic. Let's go. One of the things I've always kind of done with my own my own writing style is that I like to switch points of view. I don't like a stagnant point of view. Like, there's always going to be like a titular character, or like characters that are kind of the mains. But I also don't like to keep it stagnant on like this. You only will see what this character sees. Like, I don't like that shit. And I don't like writing in like the perspective that isn't like first person, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna have it switch POVs. And I always make it like pretty obvious when I switch a person's POV, because I'll actually write out like now it is Starscream's POV. Like, I'll put that, and then like there'll be text above it, then this, and then it'll be the new person's POV. And I always do that. And then like I'll get occasionally some people are like, I find this hard to follow, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's the way I write, and I will continue to write this way. Like, I'm sorry you can't like follow it a bit. Like, I understand that, but like, this is the way I wish to write, and I shall continue to write that way. We're gonna go up here a bit more. Do it like this. Oh, make the pen smaller. A bit further down. Oh yeah, that's a good red. Also, fake like Darcy's gonna keep his red optics. I don't fucking care. He's human. This bitch is gonna keep his red eyes. I think he looks fabulous. The queen is here. Everybody listen for the queen. Look at this bitch. He's so fabulous. so fabulous. Also think I'm gonna make him like a darker skin tone. Cause I don't know why. He suits me as a darker skin tone. I don't picture him as a white bean boy. Also, like, I'm gonna draw the fishnets now. Oh yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Alright. What like layer of skin tone do I want to do? We're gonna pull up some of my characters that have different skin tones. Shadows, yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna use. I think that's a good skin tone. Let's go. Let's get back over here. There's my darling. He's looking fabulous. Yeah, I think this kind of skin tone fits him. Oh yeah, let's get back up here. Fucking hurt. Fucking chest hurt. And I'm not abandoning. Because this is my boy. He's gonna look fabulous. I'm super. Thanks for asking. Oh, thanks that I can be better, I must say. I'm feeling super. No, nothing bugs me. Everything is super when you don't you think I look good in this hat? I think dark purple for these fucking flowers would fucking beat. Okay, let's go. I think up there and then down here. Some like nice. No, I think dark purple. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Also, to anyone that's like, oh my god, these colorations are hideous. I'm sorry. To me, this looks fabulous. So I shall stick with it. Also, am I giving off, like, I don't know. Anyone see a humanformer Starscream like this? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I think he looks fabulous. Definitely is given some gold fucking crown. Look at this. Oh yeah. That's no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Folks, just in case you're wondering, yes, I am indeed still very crazy. But hey, I'm here, and look at this bitch. She's looking flawless. And I don't mean my actual art of her, no, just her aura is flawless. My art, not so much. But who cares? Yeah, to draw. I think she's a queen. Do I want to put Yas Queen behind her? I kinda do. I'm thinking like a turkey, like grape. Darling's looking fabulous. Look at her, she's fabulous. Fabulous. Alright. Of course. I've got to do something here, which means we're going to do some shading. So we're going to turn off that opacity right now. File. Save as. DF. Drag Queen Humanformer Starscream. Anyone who's wondering like what I'm gonna do after I do this stream, I'm probably gonna write fanfiction as I order takeout because I feel like I earned it today. So I'm gonna eat a burger from like a local pub. I tried their nachos and I didn't like them, and I felt bad because I want to support local pubs. Because like, who's gonna go out drinking right now? Not many people. So I want to support my local pubs. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to give them another try. Because I've heard good things about them. So I'm like, okay, maybe nachos aren't their thing. That's okay. Not every place like does good nachos. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to try their burger and chips and salsa. So I'm like, yeah, that should be good. Yeah, so I'm going to get one of their burgers. They do specialty burgers, so like I think that should be better. The other special thing is pizza, but like I feel like I can get pizza from like a local pizzeria. and enjoy it more. It's like a pub atmosphere. I want to eat pub food, so burger. If nachos aren't gonna work. Also, like, I am very sad that like a lot of places, like, pandemic-wise, have like lost a lot of business. But like 2 local restaurants around here have been like killing it so much during the pandemic that they literally were able to open like second locations, and I fucking find that like amazing. And like the places are good. Like one of them serves Asian food, and I fucking love that. And the other one's like one of the pizzerias, and I fucking love that. And I think like a lot of the other local businesses saw what was happening and were like, shit, we need to get on board with this. So a lot of the other ones have like jumped into doing the fucking skip the dishes shit. And I'm like, yes, join us. Join us. And together we shall rule. Join me. You ever see that old video? Maybe not. Maybe I'm the only ancient one who's like remembers that old video where it's like this guy just screaming to a bunch of birds like, join me and together we shall rule. And I fucking loved it. Because that's the kind of chaotic energy that I live for in my life. People are like, why do you live for chaotic energy? Because I am chaotic energy, okay? Like, despite being like a 98% socially shy being, mostly because issues, like, I actually really love being chaotic in public. Like, when I'm slightly comfortable at places, like, especially at my work, like, one of my coworkers, one of his first things that he got to know about me, he was like, oh yeah, well, welcome to the job, was me pterodactyl screaming every time, like, a bag was ready to get put out, and he was just, like, looking at me, and I'm just like, ah! And the girl's like, thank you, sir. I'm like, okay. That was his introduction. He knew. He knew I was going to be weird. Because one of the first things I ever did in his presence was pterodactyl scream. And, like, we just started a new menu today, which is good. Like, the options are great for the seniors. Because if you didn't know, like, I cook meals for seniors. And, like, it's great. It's awesome. But, like, we've gotten so used to our old menu that, like, anything new has been like, ah! And also, like, we've also added, like, 100 new meals, so we're, like, screaming in the background. We've actually been doing surprisingly well. Like, people were like, yeah, I was kind of, like, running around with our chickens cut off, but, like, chickens with their heads cut off. Chickens with our chickens cut off? Yeah! Woo! I'm good at this English thing, I swears. It's not like I took it in university or nothing. Pfft, yeah, I totally didn't waste, like, 3 years doing that. Yeah, I used to be an English major. Welcome to my life. You wanna know how many essays I was able to sneak in nerdy shit? 4. I did 1 on Middle Earth, because obviously I'm a basic bitch. Of course I did 1 on Middle Earth. Anyways, that's what I was doing. But yeah, like, I've done so many nerdy essays. I'm so proud of every single one of them. I did 3 academic papers. Or was it 2? I can't remember. It was either 2 or 3 academic papers on why comic books are awesome. And, like, why cartoons are awesome. Because I have priorities now. And, like, I've actually learned a lot about, like, comic books and how great they fucking are. Like, how you'd actually be surprised how many things were, like, a lot of America's, like, early reading and, like, literacy rates went up because of comic books. Specifically, ones written by Stan Lee, because if you didn't know, Stan Lee, the reason he used the Stan Lee was actually he wanted to become a real writer, as he said at the time, and, like, was planning to become an author, and was just doing comic book writing as, like, money for now kind of deal. But then that became his thing, and eventually he's actually changed his name to Stan Lee officially. Like, he changed it to Stan Lee before he died, that kind of deal. But, like, that's a legit thing, which I found fascinating. Like, literacy rates in the United States of America were directly were like partially inflated by the fact that people were reading comic books and that this one writer didn't decide to baby down the language. And like, I could speak as someone who's learned words because of comic books. I've literally stopped what I was reading a couple times and literally went over to my brother who's smarter than me. I mean, my sister who's smarter than me, and been like, sis, yeah, I need some help. Okay, what do you need help with? What does this word mean? Where'd you hear that? Comic book? Alright, it means this. Thank yous. Waddle waddles. Do you not know how many times I've actually been like, actually stumped about what a fucking word meant in comic book? I've been like, wait, what does that mean? And then been like, sis, can you help? She'd be like, yeah. What the fuck does sanctimonious mean? It means this. Thank you. Walk away. I don't know why I always went to my sister for like definitions. I could always look it up on the internet, and I was like, no, my sister will know. And I went to her. Or like superfluous. I didn't know. I've never heard the word superfluous being used until I heard it in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles direct-to-TV movie. When like Marvel, like Turtles in Time, I think it was. It was like the movie where they're like, Marvel's, not Marvel, bleh. Nickelodeon is buying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so we're gonna give it like our goodbye. Here's us like a crossover for all the turtles that Mirage has owned and created, and it was awesome, and I loved it, and I should really watch that movie again. But like, there's one part where one of the normally like he's played as a dumb like grunt for a long time. Like, he has an actual smarty moment where he says that word, and I'm like, what the fuck did this character just say? This guy's dumb. What the fuck did he just say? And I'm like, went up to my brother, like, what the fuck? He's my brother at the time, yeah. I went up to my brother, like, what the fuck did this guy just say? And he's like, this, and I'm like, thank you! I've been outsmarted by Han, and I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, I think that's a good level of opacity for that. Yeah. Is that right above it? Yeah. Sweet. 60. Yeah, for people that are wondering, yeah, this is just his drag outfit. I'm gonna draw like what he normally walks around with, but like this is drag queen time, okay? We deserve the queen. People who don't think they deserve the queen, you deserve the queen. You deserve the queen. Everyone deserves the queen. Look at her, she's flawless. Look at her, she's gorgeous. Look at the queen. There. Let's pull that back. There's. I'm trying to think, like, what kind of effect do I want? I want an effect in the background. I think oh yeah, do this in like some nice bright colors, like Nice bright blue, kind of neon-y blue. Yeah. Oh yeah. And we'll do some like almost like bright red. Oh yeah. Nice and bright yellows. Oh yes. Oh yes. She's looking fab, folks! And then we're gonna put, of course, we're gonna look for a proper font for this. Limelight. We're gonna do this for like, oh yeah. Ooh, I got an idea. Lady Starlight. Look at this fucking Lady Starlight. I'm thinking we got this, folks. She's looking beautiful. Mwah! Chef's kiss. I've been streaming for an hour and 26 minutes. Holy shit. Just how long it took to perfect this. The beauty, the grace, the Lady Starlight. If you don't know, drag queens always have fabulous names, so Starlight is a fucking great one, and I'm sticking with it. Now we're gonna export this into my finished stuff articles. TF. JPEG. Look at her. Look at him, I mean. I don't care. Whatever. There. Moving on. This one can be for later. I'm gonna find like something that will fit perfectly with like the out of drag Starscream. We're just gonna go with this, okay, folks? We're coming down this rabbit hole. You're joining me. I said this stream was gonna be around one thing and one thing only. It was Drag Queen Starscream. Drag Queen Starscream, having a nya 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 nya. Make my way downtown, walking fast, walking faster. I'm just gonna go through this and see if any of these poses really scream out to me and say this has to be Starscream's. I almost want to say that Stein pose kinda does, but not what I want to go for this time. Oh, fucking yes. Oh, yes. This is perfect. Let's go. This is gonna be perfect. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. To our shore. 4, 5. Uh. Look at him. I think so far he's looking pretty fucking mint like this. Like, he's got his fucking wispy ass hair. He's got his fucking beautifulness. He's looking good. He's looking good, folks. Puffiest, fucking gaudiest, ugliest fucking outfit. Is the chef's kiss that will make this perfect. Oh yeah. Fucking gaudy ass sleeves. Oh yeah. Oh, not to have like the gaudiest neck too. This is gonna be like one of those things where it's so fucking gaudy and ugly. Yeah, it goes about down to there, and it's gaudy and it's ugly, and I love it. I want to say like more people are attracted to this because of how gaudy it is. Long ass fucking. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. I can picture him wearing like some short ass booty shorts. Oh yeah. Look at this. This is gonna be gaudy. It's gonna be beautiful. Look at him. Look at this beautiful ass bastard. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is him like sitting in his club, just doing what he does. With his incredibly short booty shorts. Cause ain't no one gonna tell Starscream he can't wear booty shorts inside of his own club. Look at him. He's fabulous. Simply fabulous. He's super. I keep forgetting hip hop. That's not part of the lyrics, but whatever. It is now. Also, I totally forgot to shank these fuckers on. Whoopsie. See how much brighter it is. A bit brighter. Anyways. We're going backs. We're going backs and blacks. Not States. You know you're bad to be black. You're so in the mood for me, you. God, look at this. It's gonna be so fabulous. You know what I sadly miss a lot of? Like, there should be a lot more Mafia, like, centered Transformers shit. I'm sorry. It could so easily be Mafia, and I love it! As someone who, like, adores Mafia media, it's just weird, I don't know why. Here's some things that you probably didn't know about me. I, like, absolutely adore, like, I'm a big history buff. And as I said, I do love fantasy and stuff like that, but like, I love fantasy, I love cryptozoology. That shit used to be my jam when I was a kid. Like, I was one of those kids that got fooled by the mermaid documentary. If you don't know what the mermaid documentary is, I'm sorry. There was a documentary they put out years ago. I think it was on the Discovery Channel. It was basically to like show kids and like people that like they shouldn't always believe documentaries, which you shouldn't. But like it was basically a documentary that argued that mermaids are real. And as a little girl who grew up with the like not My Little Mermaid, blah, The Little Mermaid, that shit was like mind blowing, and I wanted it to be real. Basically, this whole documentary's purpose was like, hey, yeah, you guys should, like, definitely have critical thinking when it comes to documentaries. Because that used to be my favorite shit. Like, I watched so many documentaries when I was a kid. Actually, I used to use documentaries as sourcing when I was, like, younger. I mean, like, I used one for, like, an entire history project I did, where we got to choose a historical thing, and someone else chose King Tut, and I was just like, well, fine, I guess everyone's gonna choose King Tut. So I was like, well, if everyone else wants to choose King Tut, fine. I'm gonna choose the Black Death. And I did my project on the Black Death. I was very proud of it at the time. I think the reason I ended up doing it was actually I'd seen a documentary on the Black Death around that time, and I was like, ooh, this is fascinating. Can I do my documentary on the Black Death? Sure. So I did my project on the Black Death after seeing a documentary. It's not the only time I've done like a school project entirely because I saw a documentary. Another time I did it was on the guy, he was called the Tree Man. He's basically like, he had warts, if I remember correctly. It was warts. It was a weird, like, condition that basically made these impenetrable, like, hard to move, hard to do anything warts appear on his body. And they appear everywhere, especially in between his fingers, his hands, that kind of stuff. And it was to the point where, like, if they kept growing, it could possibly kill him from, like, he wouldn't be able to eat, that kind of stuff. And I was so fascinated by this that I literally watched the entire documentary. It was like, I'm going to do this for schools. And then I did a papers on it. And, it was for science fair. All the guys are like, ooh, Yashi, what's this? And I'm like, let me teach you about this man that's covered in warts. And all the girls are like, yeah! And I'm like, hee. Guys, let me explain to you about this man that is so covered in warts that he looks like Groot. This was before anyone knew who Groot was, too, so. I didn't even know who Groot was, but, this guy looked like Groot. The thing was, I remember it was kind of sad that he was from a poor country, and basically the entire thing was that, this was an annual thing he'd have to go through. There is no technical, thing. The best thing you can do for this condition is just to get the warts removed. But he was, in a small village without much healthcare, so he had to, it was a big deal, and, this documentary crew, it was a big deal for them to, come in and be like, hey, so, yeah, if you let us film you, we'll get you to this doctor's appointment kind of deal. I remember I saw it on the Learning Channel. That's all I remember. It was on TLC. And as a kid, I used to watch a lot of TLC. I don't know why. I used to watch, 18 Kids and Counting, and, Sister Wives when I was really young. I don't know why. I've always liked kind of trashy TV. I think it's because my mom was into more of the creepy stuff. My mom really, when I was a kid, I remember her watching so much of the first 48. And they talked about some gruesome shit on that show, and my mom would just be watching that while she's cooking dinner. I don't know. I remember watching a lot of trashy TV when I was young. But yeah, I've done a lot of weird projects over my years, but, also for, the bubonic plague, Black Death project I did, I actually brought an example of, what they would put on, the sores. Which was, this gross mix of, butter and, garlic and herbs. It smelled bad. It was very bad smelling. Here I am just bringing it into school. All the kids were daring each other. All these boys were like, "Come on, you open it," and then they'd open it and smell it and be like, I'd be like, hey. They'd be like, "This is gross." I'm like, "Yeah, it's fucking gross. I know. I love it." I remember my teacher actually at one point was like, "Okay, no one's allowed to open this anymore. It is starting to smell really bad." And I was like, "Okay, fine. Sorry, guys, you can't open this." "Why can't we?" Teacher said, "Nah." Damn it. They really wanted to smell the grossness, okay? What can I say? Boys are boys. No, people are like, well, boys will be boys. I prefer the boys will be boys, when they're doing, funny, dumb stuff. like daring each other to sniff something that I literally told them up front. I'm like, this is nasty smelling. You don't want this. And they're like, we'll smell it. And they're like, oh, dude, this is bad. You smell it. Oh, dude, this is nasty. You smell. It was great. I think Starscream's looking fabulous here, actually. This actually came down like a lot faster than I thought it would. Thought I'd be here sketching forever, but nope. Nope, this is pretty much done. What the fuck? How'd I do this so fast? Whatever. It's done. So now we can move on to the next level, which is I want to open up what I just drew. TF. Give me my humanformer Starscream. Oh, there it is. It's at the front. Duh. Duh. I'm like slowly working on this fic in the back of my mind at all times, because this is just one of those things where I'm just like, this will be golden. I just need to work some shit out. I don't think it'll be like a long one. I think it'll be more like of a one-shot kind of thing. But like, it'll be fun to write. It'll be so much fun to write. Like, I could do it like a big drama thing, but I think like just a one-shot into this funny world would be fun. Especially since, like, I don't need to add any more fan fictions on myself. I am writing way too many at one time. And, like, not just, like, short fanfics, just, like, series. I need to stop doing this. Like, I keep coming out with more, too, which is the worst thing. Which is kind of weird. I'm like, I want to collab with people, because I want to get these ideas out, but I don't, like, want to be sat here, like, writing all this shit all the time. Because I need to have some sort of a life. I've actually debated. Like, I'm still debating it a lot, but, like, how would you guys feel about, like, watching me just, like, write? Would you guys like to see me writing? Would you like to see my process of writing fanfiction? I don't know if that's a thing people would want to see. But, like, that was a thing I thought about, was, like, oh, that might be a good idea. And that could be, like, the time I work on more of my outlandy fanfictions that are, like, not something I update monthly. Like, my monthly stuff I'm pretty good at getting all of it written beforehand, but like the other shit, the shit like it's still work in progress. That'd be fun to, I don't know. I think it'd be cool to do it on stream, but I'm not entirely sure if anyone would care. I mean, I don't really know if anyone cares when I do this, so I don't know, guys. What would you think? Would you actually like to see me do streams where I just like I'm working on fanfiction ideas? Like just see me drafting shit. That'd be something you'd be interested in. Gonna gauge that with my audience of 2 or 3 people. I don't have high hopes. I'm sorry. Everyone's like actually curious why I stream a lot. I do it mostly because I love it. Like, this is relaxing for me. This is a relaxing day. Just getting home, relaxing, drawing, chatting. Also helps with loneliness, especially with COVID. I'm sorry, this is like some sort of weird therapy where I'm just like, this makes me feel better, especially when I'm alone and I don't have people to hang out with on the rig. And I live alone, so like this is kind of therapy-ish. I don't know why I picture him sitting on like a red bar stool. Mostly because like I imagine like them having like these plush, cushy bar stools. Like, the ones I'm picturing is definitely not the one I drew, but, like, I'm picturing, like, cushy bar stools at his thing. Him just sitting there in his fucking robe and short shorts and... it'd be fabulous, okay, darlings? It'd be fabulous. Simply fabulous, darlings. You're looking good up there on stage. gonna shake what your mama gave you. I'm sorry, I'm bad. Here I am just like doing Starscream voice, being like, yes, mighty Megatron. And then like, you better shake what your mama gave you, ladies. Show them boys who's boss. Oh, it's bad. Also, here's a bad impression of Sean Connery, because like, I used to do this a lot. Hello, everybody. Hello, ladies. My name is Sean Connery. Sean Connery. I used to go through the Timmy's drive-thru when one of my friends used to work midnights. And like, literally we'd like roll up into the drive-thru like, good evening, I'd like to get a large steeped tea with true milk, no sugar. I don't like the sweet things. I'd also like to get a cheese tea biscuit. And, what would you like, my dear? To which my friend who's sitting next to me would go, hi, I'd like to get myself, I'd like to get a Boston cream donut. You know I love the cream. And I'd also like to get a coffee with 2 milk and 3 sugars. That'd be great, honey. And then to the back with my brother who's doing Kermit. I mean, my sister doing Kermit. Oh, hello, I'd like to get an ice cappuccino, and also I'd like to get a sprinkled donut. I can't do Kermit, but they can do Kermit. And like, we used to roll up in the drive-thru and do that to this motherfucker, and he'd just be like, pull up ahead, and then he'd see us, he'd be like, you! And we're like, hey. I miss the days when you could roll up on your friend through a Timmy's drive-thru, two weird fucking voices, and watch them go, fuck you. Now that I know I can kind of do a Starscream voice, I kind of wish I'd done that at one point. I always stuck with Sean Connery. I don't know why, but I always stuck with Sean Connery. Now I'm like, I gotta do this. Hello there, foolish mortal. I'd like to get a large triple, extra triple. And also I'd like to get a Boston cream donut. It's like my favorite thing when people do voices in drive-thrus. That is my shit. Sorry, as someone who used to work drive-thru, that shit made my day. Like, if someone came on rolling on through doing a voice, mwah, chef's kiss. Perfect. Fantastic. Made my shift go by faster. Also, like, Starscream in a robe. This is speaking to me on so many levels that I'm just like, yes, let us continue this. It's like almost been 2 hours. I almost want to just say fuck it and just finish this drawing, but I also want to eat and work on fanfiction. I don't know. We'll see how far I can get. Also, I had to get up early tomorrow morning. Like, I had to work at 7:30 in the morning, so yeah. Another reason why I didn't want to work tonight. I'm like, I'm not used to this new menu today. If I can have this week just to kind of get into my groove again, that'd be great. If she calls me in on Friday, I'll probably do it. It's been a while since I could stream, guys. Because, like, when I work in the evening shift, it's kind of hard to stream because I don't want to stream in the morning. And, like, it's not like I go in for, like, later in the evening, like 7 or 8. I go in for, like, 4. So I'm like, fine. So I've been doing a lot of streaming. I miss it. I miss being here and talking to you guys and just sitting alone vibing. Okay? I understand that's 98% of what this is. Just me sitting alone vibing. You know what? Starscream's wearing white shorts. Let's do this. I'm gonna do the, like, it's ready. Gray to red? Yeah. We're gonna keep doing this until the time has stopped. Sorry. So, like, one thing I don't know if it's just like me being a weird person that's like trying to seem a bit more grown up than I actually am. I'm like, I'm planning on going back to college, and if you didn't know what I'm going back to college for, I'm actually planning to go back to college for early childhood education. Because I think, like, I love kids. I love being around kids. I actually wanted to have kids for the longest time. Now that I'm gay and, like, financials and that kind of shit, I realized it's probably not going to happen. So, like, for me, I think the best, like, second way about it, like, where I can feel like I'm being around kids and, like, impacting kids' lives would be in early childhood education. That shit is fun. I love being around kids. They're the sweetest sweethearts, and I love it. Like, this one, I almost want to say regular, like, I see her a lot when I work. It's, like, this small little girl, and, like, she doesn't talk that well, and she's a little sweetheart. I love her. Like, every time I see her, I'm like, oh, she's back. She's so cute. Like, last time she came in, she bought shampoo and masks, because she wasn't wearing one that day, and, like, most people would be like, oh, I wouldn't let someone in without a mask. I let people in without a mask. If, like, number one, if they're choosing to buy a mask. Number three, if it's an older lady that just forgot it in her car. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, lady. It's fine. Like, I'm not going to send you out in the cold winter to go get a mask when you're just here for one or two things. It's fine. Like, I understand that shit happens, and I don't want to inconvenience people. I mean, I told one woman, and, like, she literally ran out, and, like, the entire time she was apologizing. I'm like, no, it's fine, ma'am. I understand. People forget. Like, I get it. It's fine. I just don't want the people that are, like, I had one lady that was, like, a total Karen about it. That was, like, I talked to my lawyer, and I was like, oh, God, I'm not dealing with this. So I was like, basically, ma'am, well, if you aren't wearing a mask, can you please just maintain physical distancing of about 2 meters between you and everybody else? Fine. And I was like, okay, that's all I care about, lady. Just trying to keep people healthy. And even, like, her excuse was like, I have a medical condition. I'm like, fuck off, bitch. I have asthma. I wear a mask. And also, if you have a medical condition that makes you unable to wear a mask, you probably shouldn't be out in fucking public, just saying. If you're that fragile that a thin piece of cloth is suffocating you, number one, you should be on oxygen. And number two, you probably shouldn't be out in the middle of a pandemic. Sorry, not sorry. Like, at that point, I want to look at you and be like, do you need to be on oxygen? Like, are you that ill? Like, is something really that wrong with you? Like, that's not good if a thin piece of cloth is suffocating you. Or my favorite are people that's just like, well, I just find it hard to breathe. Or people with glasses. I'm like, there are easy ways to get around it. Like, I swear by these masks I bought at Spencer's, the half sex shop store, geeky place. Yeah. They sell the masks that are thick cloth on the outside with wire noses, and because they're double layer, I can put my glasses on top, underneath the wire, and they don't fog up. And I love them. They are the best. I wear them all the time. They work for me. And, like, you find solutions around it. People are like, well, those masks are expensive. Yeah, I know they're expensive, but at the same time, if we're going to have to wear masks for a while, okay, guys? I'm sorry. Sorry to burst your bubbles. We're going to have to wear these suckers for a while. You might as well invest. Just saying. You might as well invest. I'm probably gonna finish coloring this Starscream before I leave, because, like, this is almost done. I'm so close to the end. There is no giving up now. We're just gonna power through this and finish coloring this, and then I shall order out my takeout, and it shall be glorious. Just saying. Anyways, yeah. But, like, yeah, one of my major things with the store I'm working at is, like, seeing kids and all that kind of stuff. Like, kids, parents with kids that don't know how to wear masks. I understand. It's hard to get a kid to wear a mask. But anyways, as I said, I love kids. Like, I literally bought, because I saw these and I said these are perfect to read for little kids, and if I like get put into a program, which I'm pretty sure there's like a placement for this kind of thing where they teach you like on-site kind of stuff. I bought these two Marvel-ish books that I thought, oh my god, these are too cute not to buy. Like, I would love to be able to sit down and like, if I'm working with kids, be able to like sit down and read them this. Like, that shit would be awesome. Like, that was actually a thing I was kind of like invested in, was like, I'd love to be able to like, even though I'm like just a teacher, I'd love to be able to have like my own set of books that I bring in and be like, hey kids, like today we're gonna do this, and it'd be great. Just be able to teach kids shit. It's great. I found these books and I thought they would be perfect. So I was like, yep, they're getting added into my, yeah, these are coming with me. Like, one was called Night Night Groot, and I was like, perfect! And the other one was like a Grow Up Ant-Man, and I was like, oh my god, this is perfect, let's go. These will be perfect. And like, another book I wanted to get, like if I work at a daycare, would be the Santa Claus's Husband. That would be a good book to read to kids. Like, as someone who actually like really believes in like exposure to young kids to a lot of different things, like I would love to be able to like show a kid and be like, hey, look at this. This is Santa, this is Santa's husband, and Santa's husband is the white Santa that you know of, but real Santa's black. And I'm like, yes! This shit is mine! It'd be great! That's a great thing for kids to read when they're young. It's a great thing to teach kids. And I adore that kind of shit. Like, also, I'd be very excited to hear kids be like, oh, you want to hear what happened in my cartoon show today? And be like, yes, what happened? Tell me. What show was it? I don't know. I'm one of those people that, like, that shit is great for me for kids. Someone was like, oh, it's because you like kids shows. Yes, it is. And don't judge. Kid shows are awesome. Like, also, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm just like, I just like kids. I like being around kids. I like spending time with kids. They're great. They're adorables. I love them, and I love to be able to like work in a job where like, that's literally my thing. You know how often I got frustrated with kids? Considering I have a nephew and like sisters, like not often. I love that shit. So I was like, yep, that's gonna be my job. Like, originally, when I went to university, my plan was to be an elementary school teacher and, like, start off, like, teaching abroad. And then eventually just become an elementary school teacher. That was my plan. And then I realized the university and me do not compute. So then it became, I was gonna... Well, I had different plans, too, but, like... There are stages to this, okay? Stages. Starscream, I don't know why I'm giving you the most fabulous booty shorts, but I am. You're gonna wear some nice wet-ass booty shorts. Because that screams Starscream to me, for some reason. He's looking fabulous. Oh yeah, look at this. Why do I suddenly just want to write a mafia, like, Transformers thing? And I don't mean like the Autobots are cops. Like, no, 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 no. They're all mafia, just different families, and I fucking love it. been a lot of fun to work on, actually. I got today I actually had, like, in mind for my art stream. Most of the time I don't. Like, unless I was, like, working on my webcomic, then I, like, kind of knew what I wanted, but, like, it's the first time I've ever been like, yeah, this is the focus of the stream. I'm going to draw Drag Queen Starscream. Well, let's go. And then just went with it. Been like, yeah, this is what this stream is. If you don't like it, sorry, but, like, this is what I'm drawing. Most of the time I barely even state the fandom. But, like, today I'm like, yeah, this is, you know what I'm doing today. You know what this is. Yeah. You know what this is about. This is my queen, my Starscream. So yeah, anyone who stuck around for this stream, welcome to my madness. Tomorrow I'm gonna do gaming. I'll say get a text to go into Dollarama. And if so, then I'll probably take it. But like, to be honest, I want more money. The only reason I didn't take one was because literally I'd have to immediately, from the time I got the text, like, get dressed and get ready to head down, because I had to catch the bus, because I'm not paying a taxi for a 4-hour shift. But, like, that's a lot of work. You have to mentally prepare to get ready for work. I'm sorry, I do. Someone who has mental health issues, yeah. There's some preparation involved. Alrighty, like, I've already put it out there to my morning job. I'm like, hey, like, if you need me any weekday mornings, I'm only gonna do every second weekend, but, like, if you need me more weekday mornings, I can be here. Just tell me and I'll come. I have to say this Lofi thing that I've found recently has been doing me pretty well for not getting copyright striked. Because they just love to copyright strike my videos. One thing I actually thought about, because I saw a thread of it on Tumblr, was someone was like, I'm gonna document like my rewatch of like Transformers animated. I'm like, shit, I haven't watched that show in so long. And since I'm working, like, producing a fic on it right now, I'm like, yes, this would be like the perfect time for like a full series rewatch. But like, I don't know. I kind of want to record it because I think my reactions would be funny. But like, at the same time, I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to put it on my YouTube. I don't know. What would you guys think? Would you like to see me like reacting to like Transformers animated on streams? Would that be a thing? There. We're gonna do the lights, and then we'll do like, I think more of a yellow color fits here. Club attire. Yeah, I'll go with club attire. That shall be the name of this. I don't even think I came up with a name for this fic, did I? Yeah, no, I still haven't come up with a name for it. I still haven't come up with a name for the club, so that should tell you how bad I am at this. Alright, JPEG, saves, yes. And this is not gonna get saved. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you want to see more of my streams, please subscribe to me here on Twitch. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow with a gaming stream, then the day after with another art stream, and then Friday with another gaming stream. Yay! And then Sunday, as always, is my day where I stream Transformers G1. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. See you next time. If you want to support everything I do here on the internet, go check out my Kofi page, coffee.com/Yashiroreaper. That is ko-fi.com/Yashiroreaper. I love you guys so very much. See you next time. I need to order some foods. Byes. Love yous. Mwah, mwah. Kitty is lying with me. Her feet on my belly, her belly stretched out in her floof, floof, floof. And her sleepy little face. I have a kitty napping with me.